I went through a bit of a roller coaster with this one because I'm a huge Will Smith fan.
Okay.
Like to the point of bias that I'm literally about to admit to y'all now that some of this shit is probably biased. But it's my take. I've had long enough to think about it and it hasn't changed. So here it is. I think first of all, starting with Chris Rock. For those of y'all who has been standing up for Chris Rock, who has been calling him the bigger man and, lauding him. I mentioned Tim Black pissing me off earlier. Had a live stream, went on for almost 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Hour 50. Oh, wow. Titled, Chris Rock is a legend. Will Smith is just an actor.
Oh, no, bruh. Nope. Nope. They're both legends.
All right. So starting with Chris Rock. Man walked up and smacked you in your face, right? In a public forum, in a non-public forum, he out of line. Let me talk about you for a second, though. The clip I watched was the full unedited version. I didn't see the live version first and then go back. I see the first one I seen because I seen niggas was wilding about Will Smith, about something. Will Smith trending, smack. Mm-hmm. Chris Rock, smack. I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on? So when I watched it, I seen Chris Rock turn to Penelope Cruz, tells a joke about her and her husband, very benign, basic, lame-ass joke that everybody laughs for out of courtesy, because that's your cue. You're supposed to laugh, right?
It's the Oscars.
Very bland, benign joke, not offend anyone and to move on, just so we can get to announcing the award. The very next person that we go to is Jada and Will, in which obviously they have a lot more public shit going on than Jada's alopecia.
Yeah.
A lot more prevalent stuff in the news and the media to talk and joke about. If a personal slight is what you even need to do, because again, you just had the whole room cracking up over some benign ass joke about him winning an award. Mm-hmm. Or about spousal rivalry or spousal competition. Mm-hmm. Something everybody can identify with that's not harmful or demeaning or dehumanizing to anybody. Mm-hmm. I'm using those words very specifically for a reason. So pick up what I'm putting down. It's not dehumanizing or demeaning to anybody. We get to Jada. Ha ha ha. G.I. Jane 2's coming out starring Jada or something like that, right?
Yep.
Let's juxtapose the two jokes. One was about a spousal rivalry and about competition. Ha ha he. Let's move on. Mm-hmm. The other one was about this lady's appearance.
Yep.
Let's just break it down to its basic facts. Whether or not you thought it was funny, whether you thought it was above and beyond, whether you thought it was out of line, whether you thought it was just a joke. The joke was literally about her appearance. That was the joke. Ha ha, bitch, you're bald. That was it. Couple before, Hispanic couple. They get a benign joke, not talking about anybody's appearance that doesn't leave anybody offended.
Correct.
We get to Will and Jada, and we absolutely have to make a joke about the most lowbrow thing about Jada. Most lowbrow thing possible. You could talk about a million things about Will. You're fat. You chose Wild Wild West over the Matrix.
You're corny.
You're corny. You got big ears.
I was say, yeah.
You wanted to fight Tupac over your wife. Any of that would have been fair game. That's anything you could have pulled from his memoir. You chose to make a joke about his wife's appearance. His wife that has a medical condition that keeps her from growing hair. It's not lost on me that I seem to remember this nigga making a documentary about black women's hair and their sensitivities around it.
Yep.
So on one hand, I want to be like, oh, I'll get a nigga some bail. You know what I mean? He's a man. He says dumb things. You know what I mean? We all say dumb things. Not the nigga who made a whole documentary about black women's hair.
Yeah, no, wild.
And how they're discriminated against in white America. But you gonna get on the whitest show in all of America and make fun of a black woman's hair.
Absolutely wild.
The reasons why I use the words demeaning and dehumanizing and, harmful to describe Chris Rock's language as he's telling the joke about Jada is because I seem to remember another quote unquote legendary comic some months back puts out a Netflix series and all of a sudden making jokes about a person's appearance and only their appearance oh no, that's low. That's going to lead to violence. That shit right there is going to lead directly to trans people being hurt and have violence perpetrated against them That is exactly what y'all told me. Oh, for real? For real? Does that apply when we talking about black women? Does that same moral standard apply when we're talking about black women? Y'all were so, and when I say y'all, I mean everybody from the fans to the influencers to the talking heads to the celebrities that were at the show to the celebrities that weren't at the show to the motherfuckers who had so much to say before and after. You were so concerned about clutching your pearls because violence happened in front of the whites.
Oh, such a nasty take.
Oh my God, Will Smith brought down the entire race. They're going to bring back Jim Crow because of this. Oh my God.
I hate that take so much.
Oh my goodness.
Who gives a good golly fuck?
Fam, there was a serious conversation about stripping Will Smith of his Oscar. I named 4 known predators, all Oscar winners in our Dubs and L's just before when we were talking about, right? Have a combined like 100 and something Oscars. Roman Polanski, Woody Allen, Harvey Weinstein. I said Epstein, but he wasn't a movie guy.
Oh yeah, that was the thing you said.
Yeah.
But no repercussions.
But we do still have Morgan Freeman and Jerry Lee Lewis and all the other guys who groomed their stepdaughters, just like Woody Allen did, to eventually marry them and be their fucking concubine.
Yep, absolutely wild behavior. Gross.
But all those guys still got their Oscars, and we're not even talking about pulling them back.
Nope, no repercussions whatsoever.
Let me turn my attention to you, Jim Carrey, now, because this is your time.
Gross.
Now, first of all, it would be that this boy hopped on with goddamn Gail. Oh my God. that was like a perfect storm for him. He would pop on to Gail with all this energy. I have never been more disappointed in a person than I was with Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Yep.
I've never been more disappointed in a celebrity.
This is the last person you would expect any of that rhetoric to come from.
We're not the cool people anymore. Will's troubled. He's clearly going through something.
Wild conservative takes from Jim Carrey.
I'm sorry. Not even wild conservative, just mad hypocritical.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Fam, I hate to bring this back up into people's purview, and I'm even going to have to throw Will under the bus a little bit to do this, but I think it's worth it. First of all, there was a time where it was standard practice for male winners of awards to shove their tongues as far down in a woman's tonsils as they're being given the award, whether the woman knows about it or not. You remember that, Jim? Do you remember that? Will Smith should have been arrested. They should have walked him out of there. And the next day, I would have announced that I'm suing Will Smith for $250 million. So I tell you what, Shorty, who got Jim Carrey's tongue dripped down all the way into her fucking stomach acid when he won a People's Choice Award or a Video Music Award or whatever the fuck that award was, where he did that to that woman, right? Unbeknownst to her, grabbed her by her fucking ears and shoved his tongue down her throat because he won an award.
Damn, that's sexual assault.
That is literally sexual assault. But you gonna sit up here and talk about that you would have Will arrested right there at the fucking awards? You're a hypocritical bastard for that. A man defending his wife and using violence to do it is too much for me to handle. It's too much for me to handle, too much for me to bear. I can't stand it. Get that that man out of here right now.
That's basically what that reeked of. Yeah, I would agree.
My goodness. Give me a fine young woman to kiss against her will, please. I need to calm down.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Fam,
that is wild.
Get the fuck on. Adrian Brony did it to Halle Berry at like the Emmys or something like that too.
That. Yeah.
Like just shoved his whole face into her mouth. Y'all niggas can get away with that, can't you? Let somebody embarrass y'all in public, and that's what you do. That's what you own. So yeah, fuck you forever. Will not be buying Sonic 2, but I'll be watching. All of this after oh, I didn't want Will to go up. How the fuck do y'all know that? Who did you hear it from? And why do you even still fucking care? Will never wanted to, or Jada never wanted to marry Will. Her wedding was horrible. She was crying the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
You sound like a fucking stalker. That's mental disease, fam.
Later on in the week, we see Jada basically shoving a camera into Will's face, trying to say that, oh, we got to unpack this. We got to talk about this. And Will clearly didn't want to talk about none of that shit. He didn't want a camera in his fucking face.
Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh my goodness.
if you could film me.
Astaire, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just...
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
And so it just kind of seemed weird that there was maybe, at the very least, even if he was laughing at the joke, a hesitation before he went up and emotionally did what he did.
I will say, from the stuff that I can gather from him or from her, from what they put in the public eye, she does feel a need to clear things out in the public.
Sure.
She's not a very private person at all.
Absolutely.
And so she has this propensity to try to make things copacetic in front of people. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna sit up here and theorize about how that affects Will. But just based on what I've seen from her outwardly, she's very apt to handling very like dramatic or controversial things in plain sight. That's not my approach, but that doesn't mean anything nefarious. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that you as a person with a 20 follower Twitter account gets to judge or comment on their relationship. Like, I don't understand. Celebrity does not mean that you're part of their family.
1,000%.
Celebrity doesn't mean you have a personal relationship with them. That means anything that they say or do in the public eye, you have a right to talk about. Anything beyond that, get the fuck on. What's wrong with you?
I guess I give a little bit of pause to applaud Will Smith for springing into action.
I can't applaud him. I can't applaud him because at the end of the day, it was an emotional reaction, and you're never supposed to make a decision based on how you feel emotionally.
Yeah.
And for Will to be in the game this long and to have had to have been heckled, made fun of, had a lot worse things said to him and about him directly. I would have liked to have seen him have a little bit more control over himself. Damn decorum in front of white people. I'm never going to sit up here and have an argument with you over what's worse, child rapist or a slap in the face. Stop it. Stop it.
Such a stupid
you need some help. Go talk to somebody. There's something wrong with all of you. We're not the cool people anymore. Hey, Jim, you were never the cool people. And hey, it had nothing to do with violence against other men.
Facts.
It had nothing to do with violence against other men. Y'all can have Terry Crews. Go fill him up all you want to.
Gross.
There was the response by Jim Carrey. There was the response from other black actors. Will should have to give back his award. The fucking guy.
His name is Harry.
Harry something.
I literally just saw
Harry
this.
something. I'm like, hey, fam.
You don't get to talk on this level at all.
You get the fuck on now. Right now. Get the fuck out of here before we snatch
Harry
your black
Lennox. He played in Blacklist. He played in. He was in a couple DC movies.
Yeah, he was in the Snyderverse version of Justice League. He was Martian Manhunter.
Barbershop 2.
Yeah, he's been in a lot.
Big bad.
He's been in a lot. A lot of black movies too, and I'm confused. Matter of fact, he was the dad in Love and Basketball. He was Monica's dad.
Yep.
Boy,
you don't get to talk on this level.
What makes it okay for y'all to talk about this, and then all the nasty shit that we now know about Hollywood, and y'all still won't speak on it? Is that not like that doesn't make you feel a way? You don't think that people have that in their mind? There was a multi-million-dollar sex ring busted up by one man that got all y'all's name on the fucking list. All of you. Every single last one of you. Tom Cruise, Bill Clinton, Tom Hanks, fucking Jim Carrey, Will Smith, All of you, Chris Rock, Chris Tucker, all the Chris's, everybody, all of y'all was in there. Everybody was on this shit. Everybody seen it. None of y'all spoke up and said a fucking word. Everybody seen Will Smith get smacked on national TV, and y'all got to act like y'all on your moral high horses. I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of y'all. Y'all not the cool people because of that. Y'all not the cool people because y'all got Amy Schumer out here running around kicking people's wives out they fucking seat, making jokes and shit.
Amy Schumer tried to get her fill out of everything from that and had nothing to do with any of it.
I have never been attracted to Kirsten Dunst. First Mary J, OG Mary J. I've never been attracted to that woman a day in my life. I will have sex with her 1,000,000 times before I ever look at you. What is your problem? Not to mention that it is just utterly disrespectful to tell that joke that way. Hey, lady who's 1,000 times more popular than me, move out of your seat while I don't address you and make overtures at your husband.
She tried to claim that she had so much trauma from this incident, but was upset that she couldn't tell the joke about Alec Baldwin and shooting the...
Is something wrong with her?
Like, what are you talking about?
She's not funny. First of all, she's not funny at all. She's not funny.
No.
I'm sure somebody finds her funny, but not a lot of people. So Will resigns from the Academy, only to then get banned from any of the ceremonies for 10 years. I'm sorry. You must not have heard my announcement last week. I resigned from the Academy. I resigned. So in lieu of Mr. Smith's resignation, we are going to ban him. But he quit. You can't fire him after he quit. As we said, in light of Mr. Smith's actions, we've decided to fire him for the next 10 years.
But, 10 years minus all the people that we've discussed during this segment who haven't had any repercussions from the Academy whatsoever.
So could Weinstein just pull up at the Oscars?
I heard he couldn't.
If Roman Polanski can get back into the country, can he pull up too?
Why not? Fuck it. He didn't slap somebody.
Yeah, I was about to say, when Jerlina get out of jail, if she ever does, because she can pull up, she know everybody in the room. Literally, by first, last, middle name, social security number, all that shit. She know them all. So,
she didn't
she
slap
should be
Chris
able
Rock.
to pull up.
So, yeah.
Fuck it. Let's have fun with it.
Sure, absolutely.
Put Morgan Freeman and his his now grown daughter, but his stepdaughter that he groomed in the front row. Let's highlight their story. Let's put it up on there. It's a love story, black love.
Did he slap Chris Rock?
Well, that would be too much, Josh.
It is.
That would be too much.
Yep.
Black man violence on another black man violence has to be highlighted for 4 weeks and then discarded as if it's a felony.
Yep.
Well, I guess it technically was a felony, but nobody pressed charges.
Right.
They're trying to move on from it.
As they should.
Stop talking about it. If you were one of the people that were clutching your pearls over being embarrassed that this was happening in front of white people, you have the issue. You have a problem. There's something wrong with you.
That's the absolute worst take from this entire thing.
Oh, Lord, Massa ain't never gonna let us in the big house again, I swear.
Didn't we just have an Oscars so white situation? We didn't fuck with the Oscars because they were so white, but now we gotta...
Dog. I was not upset at Will for where he did it. I was upset that he did it. I didn't really give a damn that it wasn't... I don't care.
Fuck the Oscars. Who... Besides the smack, I don't think I've watched the Oscars.
How about the fact that I am mad at Will because we don't get to rail at the fact that they gave Samuel L. Jackson his first Oscar and didn't air it on television. Had Denzel Washington presented to him and didn't film it.
Absolutely trash. Also trash. Samuel L. Jackson has had a fucking
amazing
ton
career.
of roles that are worthy of Oscars, and he has to get an honorary Oscar.
From just the aspect of his range in general, the different role, he has more range than Denzel Washington, y'all. And y'all love Denzel.
Yep.
Jackson is a more accomplished actor in terms of the roles that he's taken on. I've never seen Denzel Washington play a villain. Never seen him play a bad guy other than Training Day, which he won the Oscar for, and that was more of a
Denzel
anti-hero. You know?
Yeah.
But
that's the time he won the Oscars
when he played a gangster, a crooked ass cop.
Yeah.
We know.
Samuel Jackson is definitely worthy of Oscars for plenty of his roles that doesn't deserve just a honorary. But that's neither here nor there. This award also didn't get televised, so.
So in closing, Will made a very emotional mistake, but it's a mistake that if a man made a public comment about my wife that way so haphazardly, especially after finding a way to make such a benign joke to the people just before me, it's a mistake that I can't guarantee that I wouldn't have made, regardless of the setting. And I'm embarrassed to say that, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Chris Rock is a piece of shit for making that joke and is getting way too much political cover. And if Will, you need somebody to shoot the runs with him and Tony, I swear to God, I'll beat the fuck out of Tony Rock.
Yeah, Tony Rock is also getting too much publicity out of this.
He also should be not. I don't know if we should say commended, but it should be recognized that he didn't push this any further than it needed to be. Yep. Right? He didn't fight back. He didn't press charges. He didn't go and use his bully pulpit to beat and stomp down on Will, and that was big of him. Yep. The joke was trash, and it was fucking awful, and it
deserved
terrible.
a some sort of reaction for
that. That was
and the people who say that he shouldn't have done it in the public light. Well, Chris Rock made the joke in front of everybody.
Yeah,
so
right. So since you found it so apt and so necessary to embarrass my wife, I'm going to embarrass you in the most visceral, primal way that men know how. I'm going to smack you and look at you like what are you going to do?
Yep.
What are you going to do?
Yep.
That's another thing that nobody seems to want to talk about. Like when it was Trump, everybody had an explanation as to why Trump was popular. Oh man, he's a man's man and he's tough and he talks tough and he does stuff and blah 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 blah. So y'all just gonna fake like yeah, that's where we going now. So when someone talks about doing things, yeah, that's what we like. Make that man president.
Yep.
When you be about it, oh no, too much. Too much. No mas, papi. No mas.
Nope.
Jesus. Jesus.